Hello everyone, welcome to our group digital book review on a novel entitled Journey to the Center of the Earth. I am Siti Nur Ermika binti S. Jarif that will deliver the introduction of this novel. Journey to the Center of the Earth is classic 1864 science fiction novel by Jules Verne. This novel tells us about the adventure of Professor Otto Lidenbrock together with his nephew named Axel. Also, their guide Hans encounter many challenging experiences to discover the existence about the center of the Earth.
My name is Sabrina Iskandar and I will continue with the novel summary. Journey to the Center of the Earth is a story about Axel and his uncle Professor Otto. It started when the professor learned of a secret passage into the Earth's bowels after discovering a note written by the famous Icelandic explorer. Otto and Axel leave immediately for Iceland and hire Hans Bechtel as their guide for the expedition. Next, they descend through a gigantic volcanic crater and reach three black pits. Otto decides on the tunnel they should follow, but it turns out they reach a dead end. They have to double back and it will take another 3 days to walk to the start of the tunnel. On the 5th July of their journey, they are completely out of water. After 3 days, they are returned to the start of the 2 tunnels but are exhausted and dehydrated. A few days later, they begin their second descent through the other tunnel and come to a clear white mica chamber. After an hour at the chamber, Hans informs them that he has found the water a mile and a half down the tunnel. The water is boiling, but it soon cools down and they are able to quench their thirst. On 6 August, Axel loses his way, but he managed to reunite with them when he tumbles down one of the tunnels and thinks that he is back on the Earth's surface because he hears the sound of the sea. On their journey, they come across a dense forest of giant mushrooms, giant ferns, and skeletons. At the same time, they encounter an electric storm and castaways return to the same shore they had left earlier. So, they decide to explore the area where they find a human skull, vast prehistoric plants, and mastodons. When they arrive at the entrance to a cave, the cave is blocked by a huge boulder, and they decide to blast it. The blast causes the sea to be sucked into the cave and they are thrust upwards at a remarkable speed. They find themselves trapped in a tall chamber of burning rock, poisonous smoke, and crackling flames. After knowing they are inside a volcano that is about to erupt, they realize that it is their only chance to return to the surface of the earth. The eruption shot them out of the volcano to Stromboli, Italy. In the end, when they return home, they are hailed as heroes and learn the news of their journey had spread throughout Hamburg and worldwide.
Hello everyone, my name is Karunisa binti Muhammad Razi. Next, I will present the main character and side character of this novel. First, Axel. He is Professor Lidenbrock's nephew and assistant. Axel is the protagonist and narrator of the story. When Professor Lidenbrock decides to go to the center of the earth, Axel tries to stop his uncle from embarking, but eventually decides to take part in Lidenbrock's adventure. Next character is Otto Lidenbrock. Otto Lidenbrock is Axel's uncle and mentor, a man who worked as a professor in geology and mineralogy. Professor Lidenbrock is hardworking and optimistic, never giving up on their journey to the center of the earth. Next, Hans. Hans is Icelandic guide who accompanies Axel and Professor Lidenbrock during their journey to the center of the earth. Last but not least, we have Arne Saknussemm. He is an alchemist and scholar from the 16th century. Arne Saknussemm possessed the old Icelandic book before Professor Lidenbrock owned it.
Hello everyone, my name is Nurfadlin Sakina binti Umar and I will continue the presentation with the review of the novel. First lesson that I get when read this book is we should never give up in everything we do. Likewise with me, I do feel worried about my future, but that does not mean I have to stop everything, like just go to work without continuing my studies. We have to trust the process, and of course in the process, we might feel lost and sometimes feel want to give up, but at the end we will get the benefit from it. Second lesson is we should always be brave. Like Axel in the novel, he was also afraid and hesitant to join the journey as the journey might harm them. But with the enthusiasm given to him by his lover Grauben and words of encouragement from his uncle, he managed to join the journey. Relate to our real life. Everyone have their own struggles and responsibility that have to be borne. For me, sometimes when we feel tired to do all these things, think about our loved ones like families and friends. With that, we can get out stronger and face all those obstacles.
Back to me again, Ermika. Before we end the video, I would like to share my conclusion and recommendation about this novel. Novel show us how important to have knowledge and skill in order to survive in every situation. I really recommend it to every age of people, especially for the kids and teenagers, that can help expand their thinking skill. Lastly, by reading this novel, it will make the reader feel like they discover the earth in more depth. That's all from our group. Thank you for your attention and stay safe.